Most Toyota owners never plan to stop at 200,000 miles. It just sort of happens. The car still runs, but something feels tired. A few warning lights appear. A repair estimate shows up that feels just big enough to make walking away tempting. So the car gets traded, sold, or parked long before it ever reaches what the engine was truly capable of. What separates the Toyotas that quietly cross 300,000 miles from the ones that don't isn't luck, and it isn't obsessive maintenance. It's a handful of owner secrets. Things you don't learn from the sales brochure or the service advisor desk. These are details owners figure out after years of ownership, or after watching one Toyota in the family outlive all the others. None of these secrets are flashy. That's why they work. If you own a Toyota and plan on keeping it for the long haul, tap like and subscribe. I see every comment, so let me know what year and model you're driving and how many miles are on it right now. The first secret is one most owners misunderstand right from the start. Long-lasting Toyota owners don't just change oil. They change it before the engine asks for it. Toyota engines are incredibly forgiving, but they are not careless. They're built with tight tolerances and conservative clearances that reward clean oil. The owners who cross 300,000 miles don't wait for warning lights, oil life monitors, or rough sounds. They change oil on a quiet schedule and never talk about it because there's nothing exciting to report. What many people don't realize is that Toyota engines rarely fail suddenly. They wear down quietly. Oil that's been pushed too long loses its ability to carry heat away from internal parts. Once that happens, microscopic wear begins. Bearings polish themselves thinner. Timing components lose cushion. The engine still runs, but the countdown has started. The owners who make it past 300,000 miles treat oil as a protective barrier, not a suggestion. 5,000 to 6,000 miles, or once a year at minimum, regardless of how fine the engine feels. They don't argue with the interval because they've already seen what happens when oil gets stretched one change too far. The second secret sounds almost too simple, which is why it gets ignored. High-mileage Toyota owners obsess over electrical cleanliness, not electronics. Modern Toyotas rely on stable voltage. Dirty battery terminals, loose grounds, or corroded connections create tiny voltage drops that don't always trigger warnings, but they confuse sensors, stress modules, and shorten component life. Owners who go the distance don't wait until the car won't start. They keep battery terminals clean, tight, and boring. That white or blue crust on a battery terminal isn't cosmetic. It's resistance. And resistance forces electrical systems to work harder than designed. Over years, that extra stress adds up. The owners who pass 300,000 miles usually clean those terminals long before a tow truck ever entered the picture. The third secret is one Toyota owners usually learn after paying for it once. Coolant is not a lifetime fluid, no matter how clean it looks. Toyota's pink coolant does far more than control temperature. It protects aluminum surfaces, seals, and internal passages from corrosion. Over time, the corrosion inhibitors break down. When that happens, coolant slowly turns acidic. You won't notice it until a water pump starts weeping, a gasket begins to fail, or a heater core smells sweet. Owners who keep Toyotas forever don't gamble here. Every 50,000 miles or 5 years, coolant gets replaced. Not topped off, not checked, replace. Hybrid owners who reach extreme mileage take this even further. They treat inverter coolant with the same respect as engine coolant, because they understand one overlooked service can quietly destroy an otherwise bulletproof hybrid system. The fourth secret separates long-term owners from internet advice victims. Toyota transmissions don't like extremes. The Toyotas that reach 300,000 miles usually avoided two mistakes: never touching transmission fluid or flushing it aggressively at the wrong time. Owners who learn the system treat transmission fluid like a balance, not a cleaning mission. A simple drain and fill every 60,000 miles keeps additives fresh without shocking the internal components. No flushes on older units, no chasing bright red fluid, no universal fluids promising miracles. Toyota transmissions are engineered around Toyota fluid. Changing chemistry changes behavior. The owners who go the distance respect that and don't experiment. This is where many people get ripped off at service centers. I've seen flushes sold for $400 on high-mileage Toyotas that were driving perfectly, only to come back weeks later with slipping and harsh shifts, not because the transmission was bad, but because the balance it had adapted to was suddenly stripped away. The fifth secret involves something most drivers never think about until the pedal feels wrong. Brake fluid ages even when you don't drive much. It absorbs moisture. That moisture corrodes internal components and lowers braking performance long before a warning light ever appears. Owners who reach extreme mileage quietly change brake fluid every few years, not because the car asked for it, but because they understand what moisture does over time. Fresh brake fluid protects calipers, ABS components, and stopping consistency. It's one of those services that never gets credit when everything works, but causes real damage when ignored. The sixth secret depends on the age of your Toyota. If your Toyota uses hydraulic power steering, the fluid matters more than most people realize. Whining noises, stiff steering, and leaking racks don't usually appear overnight. They show up after years of dirty fluid wearing seals and pumps. Long-term owners refresh power steering fluid before problems start, not after, and they use fluid meant for the system, not whatever happens to be on sale. Newer electric systems avoid this entirely, which is exactly why Toyota moved that direction. The Toyotas that reach 300,000 miles aren't special builds. They're owned by people who learned these secrets slowly, sometimes expensively, and then never forgot them. And this is just the foundation. Once a Toyota owner understands that longevity isn't about chasing problems, but about not creating them, the next set of secrets starts to matter even more. These are the things that usually don't fail first, but when they're ignored, they quietly shorten the life of everything else. The sixth secret long-term Toyota owners learn is this: they service what Toyota doesn't advertise. Differentials, transfer cases, and odd components rarely get talked about at the dealership unless something is already wrong. Yet the owners who push past 300,000 miles almost always service these systems early and consistently. Not because they were paranoid, but because they understood how expensive neglect becomes later. If you drive a Toyota truck, SUV, or anything with all-wheel drive, those gears are constantly working, even on dry pavement, especially when turning. Heat builds, fluid shears, and metal particles accumulate. Toyota doesn't design these parts to fail early, but they absolutely expect the fluid to be changed. Owners who cross 300,000 miles usually change differential and transfer case fluid around 30,000 miles the first time, then every 50 to 60,000 miles after that. It's cheap fluid, simple service, and it prevents failures that cost thousands later. I've seen people quoted $2,800 to $4,000 for rear differential repairs that could have been avoided with a fluid service years earlier that would have cost $120. That's not bad luck. That's missing a quiet secret. The seventh secret is one most owners learn only after a rough idle or warning light scares them. Toyota engines hate overservicing just as much as neglect. Spark plugs are a perfect example. Most Toyotas are designed to go 100,000 to 120,000 miles on factory plugs. Some newer engines require them earlier, but not many. Long-term owners don't replace plugs early just in case, and they don't experiment with aftermarket versions promising better performance. They use the exact ohm plug the engine was designed around at the correct interval and leave it alone. Why? Because removing spark plugs too often increases the risk of thread damage or plugs seizing in aluminum heads over time. I've seen owners snap plugs off because they were never touched for 15 years, but I've also seen damage caused by unnecessary replacements. Owners who hit 300,000 miles understand this balance. Correct plug, correct time, no shortcuts. The eighth secret is one that separates experienced Toyota owners from people who trust dashboards too much. Warning lights are not early warnings, they're late notifications. High-mileage Toyota owners don't wait for lights to appear. They pay attention to behavior, cold starts that take longer than usual, slight vibration changes, shifts that feel different, not broken, just different. Those small changes usually show up thousands of miles before a warning light ever turns on. Owners who make it past 300,000 miles address those early signs quietly, before sensors are forced to complain. This is especially true with batteries. The ninth secret is understanding that a weak battery doesn't just cause no starts, it damages trust in the car. Toyota electrical systems are sensitive to voltage drops. A battery that still starts the car can still cause false warnings, erratic sensor behavior, and intermittent faults that lead to unnecessary dealer visits. Long-term owners test their 12-volt battery regularly, not when it fails, but when it's 3 to 4 years old. They replace it on their schedule, not the car's, because they've learned that paying $350 for a battery replacement beats chasing ghost electrical issues for months. This is also where service centers quietly make money. I've seen owners charge diagnostic fees, sensor replacements, and software updates, only to discover the real issue was low battery voltage the entire time. The 10th secret involves belts and rubber parts, things most people never look at until they break. Rubber doesn't care how well the engine runs. It cares about time. Serpentine belts, hoses, and seals age whether the car is driven or not. Owners who reach extreme mileage inspect these parts regularly and replace them before failure, not after. A serpentine belt snapping doesn't just shut off accessories. On some Toyotas, it can cause overheating within minutes. Long-term owners treat belts as preventive maintenance, not emergencies. Timing belts deserve special mention here. Owners who cross 300,000 miles never gamble with timing belts. If their Toyota has one, it gets replaced on schedule. No delays, no excuses, because they understand that one broken belt can end the engine instantly. The 11th secret is subtle but powerful. Long-term Toyota owners avoid cheap parts even when they cost more up front. This doesn't mean everything has to come from the dealership, but it does mean parts must meet Toyota's design standards. Aftermarket parts that fit but don't match electrical resistance, flow rates, or material quality quietly cause problems years later. Sensors, gaskets, ignition components, owners who make it to 300,000 miles usually learn this lesson once and never forgot it. They pay twice once, then never again. Service centers love cheap parts. Warranty comebacks create more labor. Owners who go the distance avoid that cycle entirely. The 12th secret is one many people don't like to hear. Driving style matters, but not how you think. It's not about driving slow. It's about driving predictably. Toyota engines and transmissions engines last longest when they warm up gently, aren't shocked repeatedly, and aren't pushed hard when cold. Owners who cross 300,000 miles don't floor it out of parking lots. They don't hammer cold engines. They let the car settle into its rhythm. Toyota engineers design around that behavior and reward it with longevity. The 13th secret ties everything together. Toyota longevity isn't about doing more. It's about doing less correctly. The owners who reach 300,000 miles don't chase trends. They don't panic. They don't let service centers upsell unnecessary work. They understand which systems matter early, which matter later, and which should be left alone. And that understanding is what allows a Toyota to quietly outlive expectations without drama. Because when you stop fighting the way Toyota engineered the car and start working with it, the mileage stops being impressive. It just keeps climbing. By the time a Toyota reaches very high mileage, something interesting happens. The car itself hasn't changed much, but the owner has. This is where the final secrets show up, and they're the ones that separate a 220,000-mile Toyota from one that quietly crosses 300,000 miles without a major repair. The 14th secret long-term Toyota owners learn is this: they stop letting service centers think for them. This doesn't mean they stop using shops. It means they stop outsourcing judgment. Owners who go the distance ask specific questions. They approve work deliberately, and they walk away from recommendations that don't make mechanical sense. I've seen Toyota owners quoted $1,800 for preventive suspension work when the car had no noise, no play, and no tire wear. I've seen $900 brake jobs sold on cars that needed nothing more than pads. And I've seen $600 engine services pushed as mandatory when all the engine needed was clean oil and time. Long-term owners learn a simple rule: if a Toyota isn't leaking, slipping, overheating, or making new noises, it usually doesn't need invasive work. Preventive maintenance keeps systems healthy. Unnecessary repairs create new problems. That's how service bills quietly turn into regret. The 15th secret is one most owners don't realize until it's too late. Cooling system failures rarely give second chances. Toyota engines tolerate a lot, but overheating isn't one of them. Owners who reach 300,000 miles are obsessive about cooling health, not because they're nervous, but because they've seen what happens when cooling issues are ignored. They don't top off coolant endlessly without asking why it's low. They replace thermostats when temperatures fluctuate. They don't ignore slow leaks or crusty residue near hose connections. I've seen owners lose engines over a $12 hose clamp and a $90 radiator they postponed. Once aluminum heads overheat, the damage is permanent. Long-term owners never let the temperature needle become a guessing game. The 16th secret is subtle, but it matters more as Toyotas age. They stop chasing perfection and start protecting function. High-mileage Toyotas often develop small quirks: a faint startup noise that disappears, a slightly slower shift when cold, a minor vibration that never worsens. Owners who hit 300,000 miles learn to distinguish normal aging from real danger. They don't tear engines apart to chase perfection. They monitor, they observe, they act only when patterns change. This mindset prevents panic repairs and prevents mechanics from selling fear. The 17th secret involves something owners rarely talk about but always practice. They document everything. Service records aren't about resale at this point, they're about pattern recognition. Long-term owners know when a fluid was last changed. They remember when a noise first appeared. They know what's been touched and what hasn't. This prevents duplicate work, it prevents unnecessary diagnostics, and it prevents the slow erosion of trust between owner and car. I've watched owners spend thousands chasing problems they already fixed, simply because nobody tracked what was done and when. The 18th secret surprises a lot of people. They don't obsess over mileage milestones. Toyota owners who reach 300,000 miles don't count miles daily. They treat the car the same at 280,000 as they did at 180,000. No sudden changes, no panic maintenance, no last chance services. That consistency is what keeps the car stable. Toyota engines don't fail because of high mileage alone. They fail when behavior changes suddenly, when maintenance becomes reactive instead of steady. Long-term owners avoid that trap. The 19th secret is where everything finally clicks. Toyota longevity is about restraint. Restraint in maintenance. Restraint in driving. Restraint in reacting to fear-based advice. Owners who cross 300,000 miles resist the urge to do something just because the odometer looks impressive. They trust the engineering. They respect wear without trying to erase it. And they understand that Toyota didn't build the car to be perfect forever, it built it to be stable for a very long time. That's why so many of these cars don't die dramatically. They just keep showing up. And when you talk to Toyota owners who've made it past 300,000 miles with no major repairs, their stories usually sound the same. No miracle product, no secret hack, no wild gamble, just quiet decisions made early and repeated patiently over time. That's the real secret. Not how to push a Toyota harder, but how to stop giving it reasons to fail.